A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back in the 40 plus of the Jolly Friends Sports Club. It is match number 2, season number 5 of the 40 plus, and we are seeing some outstanding performances already in this tournament. Yesterday we saw an blistering innings, and today they have started off nicely. A couple of boundaries, and that is the end of the Mukesh over, the first one, starting off with a new ball. At the end of the first now, it is 9 without a wicket for the Jbcn Avengers. So Kedar will continue with spin early on inside this power play, and for the first time we will see Wasim on strike in this game. And wanting to cut that one away straight away, Wasim, a dot delivery to start with. And this time cut away, slapped through the offside. An excellent shot, a cross-batted one, and beautifully played in the end through this offside. Good bit of footwork as well, and playing it uppishly and safe between the gap between the fielders. And the third boundary of this innings already. This time a much better delivery by Kedar. Once again shot and played through the offside straight to the fielder out there in the deep. Single taken. So the first single of this innings. And that brings Rebu back on strike. Well, the intention is clear so far. Wanting to get those boundaries in, trying to play it over the infield on every single occasion. It's a decent start this. Once again wanting to cut that one away through the offside. Another dot delivery. Once again slapped hard along the ground and past the fielder. Another boundary. Well, that's the fourth boundary of this innings already. A couple came in the first and a couple in this one now. And at the end of the second over now it is 18 without a wicket. Beautifully placed through this offside. Once again hit hard, and all four boundaries have come in similar direction. So Mukesh continuing, and this time almost chopping it on there, Wasim. Once again pushed back to the bowler. Once again through the offside. This time there is a deep extra cover instead of a sweeper, so he will protect that one. And the second single of this innings. Once again just pushed through this offside. Another dot. Once again it struck the pad, appeal and given. And they have got an early breakthrough here. It's Rebu who departs. Well, this time it was the arm ball by Mukesh. Beautifully executed and plumb right in front. And an early breakthrough. 19 for 1 now, the Jbcn Avengers after 2.5 overs. So the last delivery of this over, Sadiq coming in at number 3 and a dot to end the over. Excellent one by Mukesh. Just a one run and a successful one at the end of the third. Now it is 19 for 1 for the Jbcn Avengers. So Kedar will continue. He conceded 9 in his first, coming around the wicket to the right-hander. And once again slapped. And in the gap, beautifully caressed between the players. An excellent shot. Well, once again, Wasim wanting to get some quick runs. And he executed that to perfection. Well, it was a very good start up until the second over before the last one that happened. But once again, on the front foot, Wasim moves into the double figures now, 10 of 8. This time played on the offside for a quick single. Once again, a very good delivery. Well, the angle should help Kedar. He is up against the left hand batter, so he will be wanting to spin away from the left hander. Once again, an excellent delivery, taking an awkward bounce off the pitch. And this time cut away, an excellent piece of fielding. He got an important hand to that. He saved 3 runs there. What a stop that is. Would you believe it? This is the 40 plus, and we are seeing some acrobatics out here. And this time played down the ground by Wasim. What a good shot. Slightly on the offside. It was the off drive. Picking that one up ever so well. And into the fence it goes. One bounce and over the rope. And another big over. 10 coming off that one in the end. At the end of the fourth now it is 29 for 1. So it seems like it is going to be Mukesh only to continue. He's into his third now. A successful previous over, getting the big wicket of Rubhi. And now up against Sadiq in this fifth over. And he starts off nicely. Once again, played on the offside for a single. And he will be back up against Wasim. Wasim, who has already smashed him for a couple of boundaries. Well, the left hand right hand combination can be a bit annoying at times for the fielders and also for the bowler. Again and again, they need to try and change the line and length. And also, the fielders need to keep on moving across. And this time played in the air. What a good shot. For the first time, Sadiq goes over the infield. Brilliantly done. And once again slapped through this offside. Another dot delivery. Once again just wanting to push it through the offside. And this time drives. So another decent over out here for the Jbcn Avengers. They have got 4 good overs apart from that one, the third one. At the end of the fifth now it is 37 for 1 heading into the final over of this power play. So Parag is going to continue here. A change in the bowling for the first time. 37 for 1 after 5 overs. And straight away wanting to go big, Wasim misses out. And this time a low full toss and picked away on this leg side. Well, it won't quite carry the distance, but one bounce and over the rope once again. Well, superbly played once again, taking full advantage of this power play and also that full toss. This time an appeal. Well, the umpire not interested. Once again, just played through this offside. And once again over the infield. Beautifully done. Excellent shot. And at the end of the power play now it is 45 for 1 after 6 overs. So Nilesh continuing here. And once again a very good shot. This time all the way by Saddiq. Well, that's his first 6. Charging down the wicket on this occasion and enjoying himself up against the spinners. An excellent, excellent shot. And that 6 also brings up the 50 for the Jbcn Avengers. 51 for 1 now after 6.2 overs. And he's gone for it again. And this time he finds the gap. This time along the carpet. Once again through the slick side. Once again charging down the wicket. And he's picking the gap to perfection out here. And the scoreboard just keeps on moving ahead for the Jbcn Avengers. Well, the boundaries just keep on coming here. This time through the offside. And it's raining boundaries out here at the Khalsa Cricket Ground. This time one bounce and into the fence. Through that offside. And an excellent, excellent start this for the Jbcn Avengers. Well, apart from the third over, they have been going at more than 10s and over. Sadiq has moved on to 21 now. 21 of this 11. Well, 3 fielders out there on this offside behind square. A point a backward point and a short third. Well, not a backward point, basically a gully. So one more delivery left now in this over. And this time wanting to play it behind square and a dot delivery. So at the end of the 7th over now, it is 59 for 1. So another over starts and once again played ever so well. Another boundary. They just keep on flowing here. The Jbcn Avengers, well, they are enjoying themselves out here now. It seems that they are all set to post a huge total out here on this night. Once again wanting to cut that one through the offside. Another dot delivery with a 4 and then a couple of dots. Well, they have dealt most of the innings through with boundaries, hardly taken any singles or doubles, and maybe you would expect that in 40 plus. Not that they're not fit enough, but they're strong enough. And once again through this offside, and it's gone right through. A misfield on this occasion by the fielder at long off, and another boundary. This time beautifully played. Once again along the carpet. And an excellent stroke. Once again wanting to play that one behind square. Another dot delivery. And this time a bit of a misfield will allow them to get across for a single. So a rare single in this inning so far, and at the end of the 8th now it is 68 for 1. So Nilesh, well, he's conceded a couple of singles now in this over. Just the two of this over so far. Good stuff. Wasim also looking very strong and on 35 at the moment. 35 was just 27. He scored half the runs of the innings so far. Came out to open. Well, he lost his partner Ruby, but this partnership is also very good at the moment. Once again, an excellent cover drive, but this time there is protection out there on that offside. Well, the bowling has been on the fifth stump line, and therefore there is protection out there in the deep on this offside. A deep point, deep extra cover, and a long off. And this time he's gone. He's played it straight down the throat of the fielder. Well, an unfortunate end this for Sadiq, wanting to play that one over the fielder at fine leg, and he plays it straight at him, and an easy catch. And this partnership is finally broken, worth 52 in the end. And it is 71 for 2 now. The Jbcn Avengers. Sadiq departs for a well-made 22. So that is the end of the ninth over. Another successful one. The first wicket for Nilesh at the end of the ninth. Now it is 71 for 2. The Jbcn Avengers. So Ajay on strike now. In fact, Wasim on back on strike now, and he's played that one once again hard down the ground towards long off. A single taken. Once again played on this leg side. And this time a wide delivery. And this time in the air, fielder underneath, and he's taken it. A very good catch, and Ajay departs. Just the one run for him today. But it was slightly slower than he expected, Ajay. And it's gone straight down the throat of the fielder at deep mid wicket. And the third one gone for the Jbcn Avengers. 74 for 3 now in this 10th over. So a single to end the over at the end of the 10th now. It is 75 for 3. And we will have a side change now. So Nilesh continuing here. 76 for 3 then. Wasim still out there at the crease, joined now by Swapnil, who has a couple of runs to his name of the first two deliveries. This time a wide delivery and it's past the wicket keeper and into the fence it goes. So 5 extra runs. Freebies out here for the Jbcn Avengers. Once again just pushed on this leg side and it's gone straight to the fielder. And this time picked up and all the way it goes by Swapnil. Well, he's in on the act now. This time through the offside. Well, never easy clearing the boundaries on the offside. And he's done that one with immense power. And another maximum in this innings. Well, still more than 9 overs left in this innings. Wanting to play some good smart cricket on that occasion, but another dot delivery. And once again in the air. Will that clear the fielder? Yes, it will. Second six of the over. And Swapnil is turning the heat on here now once again. Well, having lost 3 wickets, they still aren't stepping back and continuing to get those quick runs out here. Once again, a big over. This is the longest one of the night for the Magnus Supergiants. 19 of it already. One more to come. And once again, caressed through that offside and past the fielder it goes. This time a 4. That will make it 23 of the over. Some firepower out here by Swapnil. No chance out there for the fielder. It's gone right through him. That is how hard it was hit. And at the end of the 11th now, it is 98 for 3 for the Jbcn Avengers. And this time a catch drop. Well, that will not help them at all. It was a very difficult chance, but once again a very good effort. And this time a rare single of this innings. Once again through this offside and just over the fielder. Another maximum. Beautifully hit through this offside. An excellent, excellent shot. And that also brings up the 100. 105 for 3 now after 11.2. And Swapnil Well, he is on a motorbike at the moment, just racing on. 24 of the 7. He has started off in the 6th gear itself. Another swing and a miss. Wanting to go big once again. He's striking at 300 at the moment. Once again hit hard along the carpet. And into the fence it goes once again. Well, he's just smashing them around at the moment. That too through this offside. Once again right in his arc. And Swapnil, he's moved on to 28 of just 9 deliveries. He's just toinking the ball around, enjoying himself up against the spinners. This time a swing and a miss. So one more delivery left now in this over. And another dot to end the over. So at the end of the 12th now, it is 109 for 3 for the Jbcn Avengers, and that finishes the spell of Parag as well. 4 overs, 1 for 32 for him. So Rajiv will continue. And straight away in the air, chance. Fielder won't be able to get underneath it. And they are coming back for the second as well. Good running between the wickets. And the score moves on to Nelson now. 111 for 3 after 12.1. And that is another dot delivery. So a very good over this by Rajiv. Once again, another single taken. time a thick outside edge and the ball will run away to the fence. So another boundary, this time a fortunate one. Not quite off the middle of the bat, but he'll take those. It does not matter how do they come, as long as you keep on moving forward. So Wasim moves on to 47 now. 47 of 37 for him. And once again, this partnership now looking really good out here. This time a wide delivery. Rajiv wanting to keep it away from the arc of the batter. One more delivery left in this 13th. And played straight to the fielder, and a bit of a misfield will allow them to get across. So at the end of the 13th now, it is 119 for 3 for the Jbcn Avengers. So Kedar continuing here in this 14th over. Once again hit hard along the carpet and in the gap. Another excellent shot by Swapnil. Well, he has been kept quiet for 4 to 5 deliveries, but he's not going to keep quiet for too long. Once again just carved through this offside. And everything at the moment is coming off the middle of the bat for the Jbcn Avengers, especially when it's Swapnil on strike. Once again hit away on the soft side, and another boundary, back-to-back boundaries. Beautifully played once again by Swapnil. Before this one it was right in front of square, and this time behind square. Total carnage out here. And this time he's chopped it on. Well, he wanted to play that one through the leg side for a single, and he's found a thick inside edge onto the middle stump. And the fourth one gone now for the Jbcn Avengers, and it's a big wicket of Swapnil. Swapnil, who was really striking the ball well, departs here. And it's 128 for 4 now after 13.4. So in comes Rayad at number 6, and he starts off with the dot delivery. Kedar. Well, he is also another explosive batter, and we have seen a lot of fireworks today already, and we would be expecting them to continue here with Rayad also out there at the crease now. Once again, hit on the soft side, straight to the fielder. So a couple of dots to end the over after that wicket at the end of the 14th. Now it is 128 for 4. So Rajiv continuing here, and a misfield of his own bowling, played down the ground. And once again he goes. This time fielder will take it. He's gone, Riot. Just the 1-6 for him today. Very unfortunate. Well, this time it was flatter and slightly slower through the air, almost mistiming it, hitting the bottom part of the bat. Couldn't quite get the middle. And he's gone. 135 for 5 now in this 15th over. So in comes Sorish at number 7. Well, he needs to support Wasim out there. Wasim at the moment on 50 of 40 deliveries. With the left hand right hand combination once again out there at the crease. And straight away wanting to go big. Plays it through the leg side for a single. And once again slapped, this time through the leg side and almost carrying to the fielder. And in terms of going for a catch, a misfield and it goes away to the fence. So a boundary to end the over. That just spoils the over for Rajiv. Well, he wanted to go all the way, a bit risky on that occasion. but he gets it nonetheless. So at the end of the 15th now, it is 140 for 5. So slightly short and in the air and gone. Suresh departs. Well, 6 down now here, and they are losing some early quick wickets here, the Jbcn Avengers, and they are continuing to struggle now here all of a sudden with just 4 more wickets left, as in comes Lala now at number 8, and the second wicket for Kedar as well. So in comes Lala at number 8. And what a good shot to start off with. Another man just comes in and just caresses the ball into the fence. Beautifully played through this leg side, showing some power that he has. Well, he's come down really low down the order, but it seems like we will expect a bit more fireworks out here. Well, 10 and 0 will get them into those 190s, which will be a very competitive total out here at the Khalsa Cricket Ground. But for that, Wasim will have to stay till the end here, who is at the moment on 54. He's played throughout the innings so far. This time a leading edge, and couldn't quite carry to the wicketkeeper or the fielder. Lala once again wanting to go big through that leg side. Once again just tucked on this leg side, and he gets a single. Brings Wasim back on strike. And once again driven, a very good shot into the gap, and into the fence it goes. What a nice little shot that is. Timed it to perfection out there. And Wasim, well, he's faced 42 deliveries already in this innings. And once again driven, and it's past the fielder. And that will bring up the 150 for the Jbcn Avengers. 153 for 6 now. Once again hit very hard, and the fielder out there at cover just couldn't quite stop it. And at the end of the 16th now, it is 153 for 6 for the Jbcn Avengers. And once again a very good shot, and almost the fielder holding on to it. Well, that was a very good attempt. And a difficult chance in the end, to be fair. This time played back to the bowler, and a catch dropped by Rajiv. Well, that could have been another wicket for him. He just couldn't quite hold on to it. Excellent piece of bowling. The ball just keeping low on that occasion. This time a big swing by Lala. And once again smacked through this offside, and the fielder, well, he held on to it and then he dropped it, and in the end it trickles away for a boundary. Well, what's happening out there? That's the second catch drop in as many as 4 deliveries. In fact, the third catch drop. First it was the fielder out there at cover, then it was Rajiv of his own bowling, and now this. Another lucky break for Lala. And once again wanting to go for the big one just past the outside edge. Well, they're going after everything at the moment here, the Jbcn Avengers. Just one more delivery left in the 17th, and in the third for Rajiv, who has bowled decent out here. Once again slapped down the ground, and the fielder does well to stop that one. So just a single at the end of the 17th. Now it is 160 for 6. So Mukesh is back into the attack into this 18th over. Well, 1 for 18 is 3 overs. Once again, slightly short. And this time in the air, once again will land safely. Well, no boundaries conceded at all by Mukesh in this over. Excellent stuff this. Just one more delivery left now in this 18th over. And just the 4 coming off the final Mukesh over. Excellent stuff. At the end of the 18th, now it is 164 for 6. And this time he's gone right through. Another wicket for Rajiv. Well, another inside edge. That's the second time something like that has happened in this innings. And Lala departs. 7 down, 18.2, 165 for 7. Well, they're pulling things back a little here, the Magnus Supergiants. This is really good by Rajiv in this final over, in the second last over, the penultimate one of the innings. His final over though. Well, Wasim has lost 7 partners. He has been batting right through the innings. And what a good shot by Deepan this time. And it's gone over the fielder. An excellent strike towards the deep mid wicket region. Well, in fact, it was the cow corner region, not quite the deep mid wicket, slightly wider. And a 6 to get off the mark. That releases a lot of pressure that was put up. Once again, a good sound of the bat, but this time will it get only a single. Once again in the air, will that clear the fielder? Yes, it does. Another maximum. Well, it just spoils the over for Rajiv, those couple of sixes. This time off the bat of Wasim. And the quick runs that were needed are been getting here in these last couple of overs. So at the end of the 19th, now it is 178 for 7 and Rajiv finishes the spell. So we head into the final over of this innings. And Deepan has done the smart thing of getting Wasim back on strike. Well, Wasim at the moment on 72 of 49. Nilesh is bowling this final over, 1 for 41 and it's 3.1. He's been a tad expensive. When if you compare his bowling spell, maybe 200 is on the cards here. Well, not quite so. With a delivery like that, excellent stuff by Nilesh. So a couple of singles to start off with brings Deepan back on strike. Just 4 more deliveries left in this innings, and the score moves on to 180 for the Jbcn Avengers. And this time, almost finding the outside edge. Once again, nothing more than a single. And that too in terms of a buy. So Nilesh will be happy with it. But he's brought Wasim back on strike. This time Wasim charging down the track and he's been stumped. So he departs here in this final over of the inning. Well, he has been at the crease since ball number 1. He played ever so well inside that power play. And apart from that, he kept on losing those partners. 7 of them he lost, and it's the 8th one that he is departing. 181 for 8 now, and an excellent over this, the final one by Nilesh. He's conceded just 3 and now taking a wicket. And now 2 more to come in this final over. So in comes Satish at number 10. So can Satish get a couple of hits here for himself? With an excellent delivery, Satish gets off the mark. So one more delivery left now in this innings. Deepan on strike. He has to go for it here, Deepan. And he's found a thick inside edge. And they should come back for the second. They do, and the fielder does well to keep that one in. They're coming back for the third as well. Excellent piece of running, stealing the third. And they finish here the Jbcn Avengers at 185 for 8 in the end. And the target for the Magnus Supergiants will be 186. An excellent performance with the bat here for the Jbcn Avengers. They will be happy with the score that they have posted, although they might even feel that they could be at least 20 runs short of where they should have been, considering the start that they had. Well, we will be back for the chase on the other side. Right then, we are back here for the chase. The target for the Magnus Supergiants, 186. And straight away a blistering start. A 6 of the second delivery and now a 4 of the fourth one. This time beautifully played through the offside, over the infield. And straight away making full use of this power play. Well, they have to go at 9.45 and over right from the word go, and straight away it's gone now to 9.1. They will know how important the power play overs are. Rayed taking the beating here. For the first time we are seeing the pacer in the game, and a huge appeal. Well, the umpire not interested. Definitely a bit too high on that occasion, and rightly said by the umpire in the end. And this time played behind square. What a good shot. And another boundary to end the over. At the end of the first number is 14 without a wicket. Well, just the kind of the start that they needed. So it is going to be Raj to continue here for the Jbcn Avengers and the Magnus Supergiants. Well, they're off to a flyer straight away thanks to Amar. 14 of 6. Well, continuing with pace here, and the Magnus Supergiants will love that. And once again it struck the pad, and straight away a big appeal by Raj, the left arm pacer, but the umpire not interested. And this time picked up down the ground, chance, and a chance gone down. Well, that was a big chance. That could have been the wicket of Azan, and Raj will be livid with his fielder. And surprisingly enough, they haven't even taken a single on that. Azan was ball watching. He thought that he's going back to the pavilion. Well, not quite so. Well, it was straight down his throat, and that should have been taken. Well, a lucky break for the Magnus Supergiants. Seems like the luck is on their side. So 3 consecutive dots now for Raj. And after that wide, once again picked up, and that is the longest six of this night. It's right onto the roof of the turf down there. Well, beautifully struck once again and showing the power that he has. That is six on any ground. It's a massive one. So once again just pushed on this leg side. And this time he drives and drives it nicely for a single. So a rare sight. That's the first single of this innings. So at the end of the second over now, it is 22 without a wicket for the MSG. And Riot continuing, and what a start to this third over. Excellent delivery. A brilliant in swinger. Went right through bat and pad. Well, just a bit high on that occasion, just over the stumps. This time played uppishly, wanting to flick that one on the leg side. Well, a very interesting field out here. They don't have anyone behind square on this leg side, and not only not anyone behind square, there's no square leg as well. There is a mid wicket and a mid on this leg side, and everyone else on this off side. So he is going to bowl that fifth stump line continuously, Riot, it seems, but he has to keep on hitting that. And this time it's gone past the wicket keeper. Well, that should be a wide. The fielder won't be able to get across. That will be 5 extra runs to the MSG. Well, this is a very, very interesting field setup. Had a fine leg been there, he would have covered that one up. But extra runs nonetheless. All the batter has to do is just flick it on the leg side if he can manage to. Once again, it struck the pad. And this time in the air on the leg side. It won't quite carry to the fielder at mid-on. Well, too late on that shot on that occasion, Azan. Well, he's just connected one of those of the 10 deliveries that he's faced. 1 6 and a single to his name so far. 8 dots. And he will start to feel the pressure if he does not get going sooner rather than later. Once again, just played back to the bowler. Once again, an excellently, a very good over apart from those 5 wides. At the end of the third, now it is 27 without a wicket. So Amar is back on strike, and Raj will continue around the wicket now to the left-hander. He starts off nicely. Well, a good comeback this for the MSG after that fiery first over, which was faced up against Amar. Amar at the moment on 14 of 7. He hasn't faced a delivery since the end of the first over. And this time picked up on the offside. What a good shot. Playing it inside out. And over the fence it goes. Another maximum for him. That's the third 6 of the innings already. A couple for Amar and one for Azan. Well, continuing to bowl that wide line. That is exactly what he did in the previous delivery as well. And this time he knew exactly what the bowler is trying to do. And he was very early to get underneath that one. And beautifully done by Amar. Well, just the kind of the start that they need. Trying to chase this total down of 189. Well, it seems like Amar holds the key here in this chase. And once again driven. And once again in the gap. And once again a boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for Amar, and he just keeps on pushing forward and forward in this innings. Well, he might have been at the non-striker zone for the last couple of overs, but he was itching to go, and finally, after being on strike, he's getting those runs for his side. He's off to a blistering start here. And once again hit hard, and once again it goes to the fence. Beautifully done this time, pulling that one away. It just keeps on getting better and better out here for the MSG. 3 consecutive boundaries once again. This time he leaves it alone. Excellent bit of batting this by Amar. He moves on to 32 of just 12. Well, two contrasting innings out here. Amar on 32 of 12 and Azan on 7 of 12. And Sadiq will continue now, this time up against Azan. Well, maybe an opportunity here for the Jbcn Avengers to try and apply more pressure on Azan. So Azan cuts that one away, wanting to get a quick single maybe. This time a swing and a miss. Well, Azan is struggling out there, and the Jbcn Avengers would be happy to see him on strike. And another wide delivery in this innings. Well, Azan might be at the moment on 7 of 14, but he is the man who has hit the longest six of this night and maybe this tournament as well. It was a colossal hit. And this time Azan finds a boundary with a valiant effort in the end out there at the boundary line. The ball just spinning away from the fielder. And finally Azan gets a release shot for himself. And that will make it 4 of the over. And at the end of the fifth now it is 49 without a wicket for the MSG. So it is going to be Sorish to continue here. And a low full toss and smacked by Amar once again. And once again it is onto the roof of the turf out there. Another colossal hit. And that also brings up the 50 for the MSG. 55 without a wicket now after 5.1. And Amar is looking really dangerous out there now. Well, this time a single taken by Amar. He brings Azan back on strike. And once again, well, in fact, they decided not to take the single, and Amar is still on strike. We have that corrected for you. And Amar at the moment on 38 of 14. Once again in the air and just over once again. And into the fence it goes once again. Well, he is dealing in boundaries. And he continues to do so. This time couldn't quite get the middle of it, but still just enough to beat the fielder out there. And once again, a low full toss. Once again, just smacked by Amar. A sweet sound of the bat. And into the fence it goes. My word, what a blistering innings this is. A knock he will remember for a long time. Keeps on continuing in this fashion. He's raced on to 46 now. 46 of the 16 in this match number 2 of the 40 plus in the Jfsc. This time a rare dot delivery. So a couple of dots to end the over, and at the end of the sixth now it is 64 without a wicket for the MSG. So the power play overs have been concluded, and they will be relieved. The Jbcn Avengers, well, this time an appeal for a stumping, but the umpire not interested. Very close call, and Azan survives. Well, once again a big swing and a miss by Azan. He's faced 19 deliveries. He's hit a 6 and a 4 and a single. So 16 dots up against him. And a bit fruitful out here for the Jbcn Avengers up against him. Well, this partnership is looking really strong out here. This time cut away straight to the fielder. So this is an excellent over by Sadiq so far. He's conceded just the 1 run in the 5 deliveries, and he's got a couple of dots up against Amar as well. Well, trying to apply some pressure out here, the Jbcn Avengers, as they are going at more than the asking rate. This time charging down the track, and what a good hit. And once again, it will find the distance. That will bring up his 50. 52 of just 21 deliveries. It has been an outstanding innings by Amar. And he will know that the job is only half done yet. He needs to kick on. He needs to keep on continuing in this fashion, as his side is trying to chase down this total of 189. At the end of the 7th, now it is 71 without a wicket. So we continue, and this time played hard by Azan, but straight to the fielder, and they are getting across for a quick single, and a direct hit would have sent Amar back. That was very close. Well, a bit risky on that occasion. Wasim continuing here. Wasim, who played throughout the innings, scored those 72 runs, and now has come out here in the 8th over to bowl. Continuing with medium pace out here. The Jbcn Avengers only 114 more required from here on. 114 from 77 deliveries, and the asking rate has gone below 9. 8.88 now. And this time cut away nicely, but once again straight to the fielder. So Azan back on strike, and Azan plays it uppishly and over the fielders inside the circle behind square, and a boundary for Azan finally. Well, that will make him feel a lot better out here. He has faced up plenty of dot deliveries and finally breaking the shackles for himself. He's not even striking at 100 at the moment, and Amar is going at more than 240. Another swing and a miss. Well, Azan continues to struggle. That boundary wasn't quite very intended. And now this. So just the 6th of the over so far of the first 4 deliveries, and 2 more to come. This time played towards the third man fielder for a single, and he brings Amar back on strike. Another swing and a miss, this time by Amar. So 7 coming off the over, and at the end of the 8th now the MSG are 78 without a wicket. Well, Sadiq starting off with a dot delivery, not quite able to break this partnership here. Once again hit hard by Azan. Well, whenever he hits, the ball just stays hit. That is how powerful he is. This time down the ground. Well, he's not got the middle of the bat on many occasions, but this time he definitely did. This time played in the gap on the leg side. Well, no one out there at deep square leg. Back-to-back boundaries now for Azan. This time showing some finesse. And now exactly 100 more required for the MSG. 100 from 69 deliveries, with all 10 wickets still intact. And once again, Azan in similar region. Beautifully done. 3 consecutive fours all of a sudden for Azan. That will make him feel a lot better. This time going for the big swing and he misses out. So that will be the end of the 9th over. At the end of the 9th, now it is 90 without a wicket. So Wasim will continue in this 10th over. And once again played uppishly. This time by Amar on the slick side. Once again will get only a single. So that single brings Azan back on strike. Azan at the moment on 30 of 31. And once again in the air. And he clears everybody. Once again a huge hit. Gigantic. Once again showing the power that he has. Well, he's struggled to middle the ball on most of the occasions, but whenever he has done that, the ball just flies over everybody. And he's starting to look much, much better now. He's moved on to 36 of 32, and his strike rate has also gone above 100. Once again, back past the bowler, and once again, it will find the boundary. That boundary will also bring up the 100 for the MSG. 101 without a wicket now after 9.5 overs. This partnership is cruising on in this chase, and they are making a total mockery of it here. So once again shot and once again smacked by Azan. Another maximum for him. Well, he's toying with the bowlers now. He bought some time out there inside that power play, but now he's free ever so well. Another maximum for him. And just 79 more needed now for the MSG. Would you believe it? They are running away with this one. And this time it's gone past the wicketkeeper behind square on the leg side. Well, fortune favoring the brave. And 5 wides by Wasim on that occasion. Well, in this over they have conceded 22 already. Still 2 more to come with Azan on strike. Another wide. This time he got a hand to it, the wicketkeeper. So the short third fielder will get across to stop it. Had he missed that one, that would have gone away to the fence once again. So that wide will make it 23 of the over. Well, Wasim, who started off really well, gave away just 7 in his first. And once again, short, banged, and this time right down the throat of the fielder at deep mid wicket. And finally, they have broken this partnership here. MSG In fact, the Jbcn Avengers and the MSG, what an amazing partnership coming to an end. 113 it was worth. Outstanding bit of batting by Azan, and his carnage comes to an end. After 9.5 now, it is 113 for 1, and the umpires have called for drinks. So in comes Yogesh at number 3. Well, what an outstanding partnership coming to an end. A very good catch out there at deep mid wicket. Wasim getting a wicket for himself after conceding a plenty of runs in this over. And Yogesh gets off the mark of the very first delivery. So at the end of the 10th now, it is 114 for 1. Well, a change of ends now, and it is going to be Moody to continue here. Starts off with a wide delivery. Back to back wides now. This time pushed back to the bowler. And once again hit hard. But once again there is protection out there. This time an inside edge onto the leg side. Well, Amar is back on strike here at the moment on 54. And this time an outside edge, but it won't quite run away to the fence. The fielder will get across. So a good over this by Modi. He's conceded just 4, starting off with a couple of wides and then a couple of dots and a couple of singles. And this time hit hard by Yogesh. One bounce and into the fence. A beautiful shot. Brilliantly done once again, and that will spoil the over for Modi. Well, this time much more closer to the batter. And superbly done. And this time it's past everybody. And into the fence it goes. Well, well, well. That will make it 12 of the over now. Once again wanting to drive, and this time in terms of buys. So at the end of the 11th over now, it is 126 for 1. Only 60 more required from here on for the MSG. So Deepan will continue here. Another new bowler. So 60 more needed, and Amar at the moment on 55 of 26. And he bowls a wide delivery on that occasion. Well, not quite so, not given by the umpire, surprisingly. They're continuing to bowl the wider line to try and ask the batter to fetch. And this time in the air, and what a good catch! Excellent! Superb piece of catching out there. And that's the second time we have seen a very good catch. This time even better. Well, it wasn't easy. It was a bit more above him, and Amar, he's so disappointed with himself. He departs here for 55, and now both the openers are back in the pavilion here. Well, wanting to take the aerial route through that offside, and the fielder was positioned perfectly for that. And it is 126 for 2 now after 11.2. So in comes Sanjay at number 4. Just 60 more required, 60 from 52. The asking rate also below 7, and 2 new batters at the crease. Once again short, and played through this offside, straight to the fielder, straight to the man who took that catch. Once again just pushed on this offside. This time cut through this offside, and they get across for a quick single. And once again hit hard by Yogesh. Won't quite find the gap. And another single taken. So at the end of the 12th over, now it is 128 for 2 for the MSG. So Sorish continuing here. And a low full toss to start off with. And beautifully smacked over mid wicket. A maximum for Yogesh. A superb hit on the slick side. And brings the target down to just 52 more needed now. And this time he's gone right through him. A stumping. And the third one gone. It's Yogesh who departs. And Sorish gets his man. Well, after conceding that six, he wanted to give a good answer to him. And he does so. Have a look at the amount of turn that he got off the track. And all of a sudden, some wickets. So in comes Anil at number 5. Getting a single on that occasion. This time an inside edge. So a wide delivery now. And now they need less than 50 more to win. Just 49 more required from 44 deliveries. Another wide delivery by Sorish. Another beautiful delivery. Well, all of a sudden pulling things back here. The Jbcn Avengers not giving up here. A couple of more wickets will make things interesting out here. Well, not the best of the deliveries on that occasion. And they get a couple of more wides. This time a flighted delivery and nicely driven. But the fielder cuts that one off. And only a single. So at the end of the 30 now there's 141 for 3. And this time a run out. Well, it's all happening out here. They've all of a sudden lost 4 wickets. Well, there was no need at all for the second run there, and the umpire raised his finger straight away. And it is 4 down now for the MSG, 142 for 4, still 44 away from this target. So Deepan continuing here. And in comes Vipin at number 6. Well, a few minutes ago, he wouldn't have expected himself to be out there today. Well, such has been the case here for the MSG. A mini collapse out here. They have lost 4 wickets for as many as 29 runs. And have a look at that. Once again, breaking the shackles. The silence is broken out there. This time off the bat of Anil. Beautifully struck. And it seems like they're not going to hold back here, as they continue to be in pole position in this game. What a mighty hit. And this time cut away. And a bit of a misfield will give them 4 more runs. Well, all of a sudden, so much of pressure was put up, and now they just release it by giving away a 6, and now this 4. Totally unnecessary and unforced error. And that will bring up the 150 as well for the MSG. 153 for 4 now after 13.4, and only 33 more needed now of 38 deliveries. So one more delivery left in this Deepan over, and this time played by Vipin, this time behind square on the slick side, and a boundary to end the over. Well, lost a wicket early in the over, but still got those 3 boundaries in. Excellent stuff this by the MSG, and a beautiful shot by Vipin. So at the end of the 14th over now, it is 158 for 4. So Moody continuing here, just 28 more needed from the remaining 6 overs. Well, after seeing what Anil and Vipin did in the previous over, seems like they want to get it down quickly. This time cut away through this offside in the gap, and 4 more. Beautifully struck once again. Well, we have seen some really good shots out there. This will be right up there as well by Anil. And this time a leading edge chance. Fielder has taken that one. Well, he almost made a mess of it. But another one, this time Modi strikes. And the MSG, well, they have lost half their side now. 162 for 5, although they are still in pole position, but losing out some wickets here. So in comes Sundaresh at number 7. Well, he's been asked to come way down the order than he would have been expected. Well, just 24 more needed. And starts off with a bang through the slick side. Once again into the gap and into the fence it goes. Another man just comes in and hits a boundary of the very first delivery. It just goes to show how good a pitch that is. Although that was a full toss by Moody and given the treatment in the end for the poor delivery that he bowled. Well, he went down on one knee and just smacked that one through the leg side. And now just 20 more needed. And it seems like Sundaresh also wants to get it done quickly. And once again hit hard. And once again in the gap. Beautifully done. That's the second time he's done that already. Once again going down on one knee and sweeping it ever so well. This time along the carpet. And one more delivery left now for Modi. Well, once again a very expensive over, although they have taken a wicket. And this time it struck the pad and Modi is so disappointed that it is not given out. Well, that was very close. So a dot to end the over at the end of the 15th. Now it is 170 for 5. So Sadiq will continue here. And an outside edge will give him a single there, Vipin. So that single will bring Sundaresh back on strike and only 15 more needed now for the MSG. Well, he is more than capable of finishing it in 1 over from here on. Well, not quite so on this occasion. Played nicely on the slick side for a single. Once again, a big swing and a miss. So Rayad is back into the attack. 2 overs, none for 19. And Sundaresh on strike. And Sundaresh plays it down the ground. The fielder at long on will cut that one off. And this time a catch missed once again. Well, that should have been taken in the context of the game. They needed a wicket and they almost got one. Well, it was a difficult chance. An outstretched arm. Go and quite grab it. And popped out in the end. So just 11 more needed now. And this time an outside edge off the bat past the wicketkeeper. The wicketkeeper also drops a catch on this occasion. Well, once again a very difficult chance. And into the fence it goes. Well, he got a hand to it, but just not enough. And now they need in single digits from here on. Only 7 more needed from 21 deliveries. Well, this has been an excellent run chase, courtesy of Azan and Amar right at the top of the order, especially Amar, who started off blisteringly in the power play, and then Azan outside that power play. And once again, a very good shot. Once again, it will go away to the fence. Well, that's his fourth boundary already, Sundaresh. He's faced only 7 deliveries and he's got 4 fours. Brilliant bit of batting. And now just a hit away here, the team MSG. And once again played nicely behind square, another boundary, and that will be the end of the game. Team MSG, what an outstanding run chase. They have chased us down in only 16.5 overs. It was a huge total of 189, and the Magnus Supergiants managed to get it with 19 deliveries to spare. Well, brilliantly done in the end. They got an outstanding partnership right at the top of the order between Azan and Amar, which already put the nail in the coffin of the Jbcn Avengers. And the Magnus Supergiants, well, they kept on losing wickets, but it did not matter because they had a plenty of firepower still left in them, and Sundaresh hitting those winning runs in the end. And that completes the match number 2 of this 40 plus in the JFSC. And we will be back tomorrow with another game. Until then, goodbye.